What's up, Steelers Nation? Welcome back to the channel, your number one stop for all things black and gold. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because today, we've got a big one. We're talking major headlines out of Pittsburgh. A new update on TJ Watt's status and future with the team, some surprising comments from Bengals star wide receiver Ja'Marr Chase that actually put our cornerback room in a very favorable light, and, oh yeah, the Browns? Yeah, they're in trouble. Like, serious trouble. Training camp is just days away, and there's real concern coming out of Cleveland that could shake up the entire AFC North race. So settle in, Steelers fans, because this one is loaded. Let's kick things off with the face of our defense, number 90 himself, TJ Watt. Now, we all know what TJ means to this franchise. He's not just a dominant pass rusher, he's a leader, a tone setter, and the emotional backbone of our defense. The guy has redefined what it means to bring pressure from the edge in today's NFL. He's tied the single-season sack record, been named Defensive Player of the Year, and racked up Pro Bowl and All-Pro nods like they're nothing. But as we head into the 2025 season, there are two big storylines surrounding Watt: his health and his contract. Now, if you've been following the off-season chatter, you probably heard the buzz a few weeks back about a possible injury. There was a moment of real panic when reports came out that Watt had rolled his ankle during a training session. The good news? It's not serious. He's already back on the field in light drills and expected to be full go by the start of camp. That's a huge relief, because let's be honest, this team without Watt on the field is not the same. His presence completely changes how opposing offenses prepare. With him, we're a top 5 defense. Without him, we're vulnerable. Plain and simple. But here's where it gets really interesting. Watt is heading into the final year of his current contract, and there's talk, serious talk, that he could become the highest paid defender in NFL history with his next deal. That's right. The Steelers are reportedly looking to lock him down for the long term, and the price tag is expected to eclipse the deals handed out to guys like Myles Garrett, Nick Bosa, and even Aaron Donald. That's how much the front office values him, and rightfully so. He's the anchor of this unit, and if they want to keep this core together while remaining competitive in a loaded AFC North, securing Watt is priority number 1. What makes it even better is Watt's own commitment to staying in Pittsburgh. This isn't a guy looking to cash out and jump ship. In multiple interviews, he's made it clear. He wants to be a Steeler for life. He's talked about legacy, about playing his entire career in the black and gold, and about wanting to win right here in this city. That's music to every fan's ears. So if the organization can lock him in before the season starts, not only do we avoid a massive distraction during the year, we also send a message to the rest of the league that the Steelers take care of their own and they're building something lasting. Now, while we're talking about defense, let's shift gears to the secondary because there's been a surprising development coming out of Cincinnati. Bengals wideout Ja'Marr Chase, arguably one of the top 3 receivers in the league, was recently asked about the toughest cornerbacks he's faced. And while he gave props to Cleveland's Denzel Ward, the part that caught our attention was how much respect he showed for the AFC North secondaries in general. And if you read between the lines, it's clear he sees Pittsburgh as a legit threat. Think about it. Chase sees our corners twice a year. He's lined up against Joey Porter Jr., he's seen what Patrick Peterson can still do when locked in, and he's now very aware of guys like Corey Trice and Dante Jackson who bring physicality and speed to that room. When a guy like Chase gives your secondary credit, even indirectly, it matters. This isn't some sports writer or biased local radio host. This is an elite receiver who makes his living beating corners. And when he talks, players listen. Now let's talk about the cornerback room as a whole. Last year, Joey Porter Jr. took a major step forward, showing flashes of shutdown ability and that aggressive press man style that we've missed since the Ike Taylor days. If he keeps trending upward and gets a full season under his belt, we could be talking about a future All-Pro. Add in veteran leadership from Peterson, some youth in the pipeline, and a coaching staff that's clearly putting more emphasis on coverage discipline. This group is turning heads, and not just among fans. Offenses are starting to take notice, and with the front 7 led by Watt and Hayward applying pressure, you give our corners even half a second more to stick to their man, and good things are going to happen. Now let's talk about the Browns, because while the Steelers are quietly building momentum, Cleveland is, well, unraveling. First, let's start with the quarterback situation. Deshaun Watson is no longer in the picture. Kenny Pickett, yes, our former quarterback, is now in Cleveland, supposedly in a competition with Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, and even Sheeter Sanders, the high-profile rookie. That's 4 quarterbacks and no clear starter. Let's be real. When you have 4 QBs, you really have none. There's no identity, no chemistry being built, and no leader emerging from that group. And then there's the backfield. Nick Chubb is gone. Whether it's due to injury concerns, contract issues, or a shift toward younger talent, the fact remains. Cleveland no longer has one of the most reliable, hard-nosed running backs in the NFL. That alone changes their entire offensive approach. Chubb was the engine. Without him, they're gambling on youth and unproven depth to carry the load, and in a division that eats weak running games alive, that's a dangerous bet. But it doesn't stop there. Ownership drama is brewing too. Jimmy and Dee Haslam recently made headlines by purchasing a $25 million mansion in Florida, just months after securing public funding for a massive new stadium project in Cleveland. Optics matter, folks. When your fan base sees you spending lavishly on personal real estate while their team struggles to find a quarterback, it sends the wrong message. Combine that with front office inconsistency and a locker room that's lost key veterans, and you start to get the sense that Cleveland is entering a very unstable chapter. What does all this mean for the Steelers? Opportunity. With Baltimore still adjusting to their own roster shakeups and the Bengals facing contract negotiations and O-line issues, the AFC North is far from settled. If Pittsburgh comes out strong, if the defense dominates early, and the offense plays clean football, this could be a year where the Steelers take a huge step forward. And yes, that means playoff contention. Maybe even a division crown. Let's not forget how important momentum is in this league. Pittsburgh opens the season with some very winnable games. If they can capitalize while division rivals like the Browns are still trying to find their footing, it could be the difference between fighting for a wildcard spot in Week 17 and securing a home playoff game. These early games, especially the ones against struggling opponents like Cleveland, are critical. But this won't happen without leadership. That's where Watt comes back into the picture. His health, his presence, his potential contract extension, all of it sets the tone. If Watt's happy, healthy, and hunting quarterbacks, it creates a ripple effect across the entire defense. Younger players feed off that energy, veterans lock in, and opposing offenses start to panic. At the same time, if this CB room continues to develop, if Joey Porter Jr. makes that year 2 leap, if Trice and Jackson step up, and if Patrick Peterson delivers in key moments, then this could be one of the most balanced Steelers defenses we've seen in a long time. Not just a pass rush that gets home, but a secondary that capitalizes. That's how you flip field position. That's how you force turnovers. That's how you win in January. So, Steelers Nation, let me ask you this. Are you ready? Are you buying into the hype? Or are you still waiting to see what happens when the pads come on? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think will lead the team in interceptions this year? And do you think TJ Watt's new contract gets done before Week 1? If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. It helps the channel big time. Subscribe for all the latest Steelers updates, rumors, and breakdowns every single week. We're ramping up for one of the most exciting seasons in recent memory. The defense is locked in, the division is wobbly, and the Steelers might just be the sleeping giant everyone's overlooking. Thanks for watching, and as always, here we go, Steelers!